And so I'm one of those guys who just loves technology. The latest gadget. I just can't help myself. I have to look at it, how it works, how it's, I'm one of those guys. So in 2000, in general, these kind of people, and like me, I used to treat marketing and marketing people, marketeers, as the incarnation of evil. Yeah, that was my picture. Technology will save the world, vaccines, healthcare, big inventions, big ideas. So in 2006, I was really happy to get a chance to work for Nokia in India. That was like a big thing for me, and Nokia was really big in India at the time. 7 out of every 10 phones was a Nokia phone. So all pumped up, first day of work, I turned up with like hundreds of ideas buzzing. We can do this, the phone can have this, we can change this, and this button here, and we can have this and that, and this and that. And I just sort of poured it all out to my boss, who listened patiently. And yeah, okay. So then he said, Myshkin, understand that the mobile phone business is not about mobile phones. Yeah, and he explained to me how it worked. I didn't quite get it. I was this young kid full of this optimism about technology and all that. Slowly, I started to understand, but it really hit home to me once. I was in a shopping mall in South Delhi, in negotiating a contract with a distributor. So it went well. I went out of his office, and I was walking through the mall. It was a nice big mall, very posh. I could see different brands. I could see big hoardings. I could see people walking past, getting into the shops, glass. It was wonderful. And suddenly, I started getting it. Everything sort of moved in slow motion. It was as if a scene from The Matrix. I could see how it worked. I could see that it was not about technology. It was not about the phones and the washing machines. It was not about any of that at all. I could see parents and their kids the kids were running around, entering shops, and parents were looking in, and they could see what was happening, and I could see their eyes light up. And I suddenly realized that they were not buying this thingies in the box. They were buying a new life. They were buying an idea, a hope that their life would be better, different. That's what marketing had done to them. And I suddenly realized, this is not really a bad thing. In India, this was changing the face of India. I walked out of the mall. I still love technology, but something small had changed inside of me. I started thinking, what if we could use capitalism? What if we could use this idea, this hope, this marketing, and apply it to other stuff? Medical stuff, sanitation, water, energy. What if we could do that? So a few years later, I happened to be working with a team of doctors, and we had a big idea, big technology idea, that we could use mobile phones, Android-powered devices, to take healthcare to places where otherwise healthcare did not exist. So we eventually ended up building a platform on Android, which with a small peripheral could do imaging for urine and blood strips. Basically, it could diagnose diabetes and 25 other complications at less than 10 cents per test. So, that's what we were super, we formed a company called Biosense. We sort of took it to use. My doctor friends were all like, yes, Myshkin, let's raise a bunch of funding and let's try to sell it. Suddenly, I realized back to the mall scene. We are not going to push this technology to people. Let's build it together. So we essentially allowed local entrepreneurs. We worked with local entrepreneurs. We worked with users. They changed the product for us. We would have otherwise, walked off a cliff. It was there were a few design issues. We didn't have. So I realized that it was not about the technology. It was not about our big idea, save the world idea. It was more about being a small part of this big user story. So now these days, after this Matrix scene and sort of life-changing thingy, I get a lot of young, I have, as a non-profit with which I'm working, I get young entrepreneurs with big ideas. They come to me and say, Myshkin, we've got this fantastic thingy which we have built, and it's going to save the world. I just need $1 million to prove it. So that's where I put on my best Keanu Reeves face and I say, no, that's not how it works. Let me show you. Thanks.